Well, welcome to my GH Daily Recap channel. Okay, now this was a cliffhanger Friday. OMG. It was so good. I was on the edge of my seat, okay, tearing up and just wow. Okay, wow. Let's get right into it, everybody. Now, this is what good soap opera is all about. This is what good writing is all about. I mean, we got some little climate issues. That baby's head stayed out in that cold weather the entire time. Come on, kids. Come on, writers. Babies lose heat from the top of their heads and the bottom of their feet. Oh my God. Anyway, you know what? I ain't going off on that because that's minor. Everything else was phenomenal. Let's jump right into it. Okay, we've got Holly. Holly slicing and dicing Victor, saying, "Oh, I know the little present I had put in your cocktail is working, or shall I say, ooh, not working in you." And Lisa was like, "Wait, what?" And she goes, "Oh, that's right. Um, no more heirs for Victor Cassadine." And then Holly says, "As a matter of fact, Victor, you can't even..." Sorry, y'all. I'm excited. She's like, let me get a cough drop because that's the only thing that's going to help me through this. She's like, and I just wanted to make sure that I looked you right in the eyes and told you, yeah, that was me that did that. And Victor says, "Well, you just sealed your son's death." And she goes, "Oh." Because first Obert's like, shoot him. And he goes, "You might risk shooting her." Obert said, "That's a risk that I'm willing to take." And he says, "Yeah, but what about your niece in the bone marrow?" And Obert tells her, "I will tell you how to extract my bone marrow from my dying body." Oh my God. I'm surprised Obert didn't, you know, elbow him, kicking him in the groin. Yeah, that still would hurt, right? That still would hurt. Just can't work, but it still would hurt. So, so, so anyway, Holly go no, she goes. He goes, "Well, that will seal your son's death." And she said, "Oh, by the way, my son is just fine." Oh yeah, found out about that little auction of yours because see, in reality, Ethan would already be dead, right? Had they not rescued him, Tracy, not come on in. And so she goes, "Oh, fine," and he is out of your reach. Okay. So needless to say, Holly is gonna shoots at him, or he shoots at Holly. Holly's gonna shoot back. One of the two. It happened so fast, but Drew ends up coming in, knocking out Victor. But Victor's gun went off. So I think Holly shot at him first, and then he shot back, and Obrit falls, right? So now we're thinking, oh no, because they rushed to Obrit. He checks Victor's out. So I'm looking at Drew, and I'm saying, this man is already on his 12th life that you think is out. 12th life. Shoot him, Drew. Shoot him. I didn't say kill him. Shoot him in both legs. Bam, bam. So he can't get up and walk away. Okay? He's just knocked out. That's it. And the canister still next to his head. As soon as that happened and Drew walked over to Obert, I said, well, I know what's going to happen. Victor's going to get up, grab the canister, and keep it pushing. Hello. What? You guys even have your backs turned to him. What an idiot. And you know what? Didn't I say I wasn't going to go off on tangents on little, I ain't going on tangents on little things, okay? I'm sorry. I naturally want to do that because he's a Navy SEAL. He should have known better. So Holly is checking Obret and she lifts back her hand and there's blood. And they're thinking, oh no, Obret got shot in the head, right? So Holly is still feeling around and Drew's like, Obret, Lisa. And Holly goes, no, there's no gun wound. I think she hit her head when she fell, right? So they revive her and wake her up and action is still going on, right? We've got Willow and Port Charles in the hospital. She's talking to Carly, but then she has them bring Nina in. She does the ridiculous. Nina couldn't hardly swallow. She tells Nina, no matter what happens to me, I want you to stop with Carly. And she goes, what do you mean? Stop keeping score. Stop going back and forth. Stop trying to get back at her. Just stop. You guys, I understand, will never be friends or probably even friendly. And I can understand that. But the looking for every opportunity to get back at her, that needs to stop. Can you do that? And Nina's like, can you give me a second option? No, she didn't say that. She's like, her eyes were saying that. Can you give me a second? And Willow goes, oh my God. So you didn't mean none of the things that you said to me about wanting to bridge a gap. See, Willow was using some emotional reverse psychology there. I said, go ahead, Willow. Because all Nina could say at that point is, yes, I did mean it. What? Yes, I mean it, which is what Nina had to say. Okay, Willow, okay. And Willow's like, good. So Michael comes back in and says, Nina, Willow needs her rest, right? But outside, Michael, Carly, and Jocelyn were worrying overboard. Michael's like, I don't know if I should have let her in there. I don't know. And Carly said she wanted to go. She asked you to let her in. You're only carrying out your wife's wishes. She asked to see Nina. You brought Nina in. And Jocelyn's like, I don't know what she could be saying to you, what she could have to say to Nina. And I'm like, shut up, Jocelyn. Don't matter. You don't know what she could have to say. Period. None your business, Jocelyn. Simple fact is, she did. So since she did, fine. Let Willow handle Willow, right? So anyway, Nina walks out and Michael's then talking to Willow and Carly is out talking to whoever Carly was standing with, I forget. Portia. It was Portia, Carly, and somebody else, Jocelyn. And Curtis calls on the sat phone. Not Curtis. Curtis did call Portia on the sat phone, let her know Trina and everybody was okay. So Portia got that call. Carly gets the call from Drew. That's what it is. Carly, Jocelyn, Drew. And Drew says, Carly. And he goes, it's Drew. So he goes, Drew. And I guess he told her, go to Willow, right? Is Willow around? So she goes running into the Willow's hospital room and says, Willow, somebody wants to speak to you. And she goes, wait, what, huh? So Willow takes the phone and he goes, Willow, it's Drew. And she's like, Drew, you okay, Drew? Oh my, Drew. And he goes, and somebody else is with me. And Lisa goes, not that anybody asked, but I'm okay. Lisa was so cute. And we're on our way back so you could suck the life out of my bone marrow. And so Drew says, we are on our way back. Now, I don't know who all is coming with us, but we're headed back. So, now that's going to give Willow more will to fight until they get back here. We all know she's going to make it. But, now, instead of not knowing, am I going to even be alive tomorrow? Now they're on their way to me, body, mind. Let's get things going, working for a few, however long we need, because they on their way. That when you have hope and incentive, the mind can do a lot of things. Now, I know her mind couldn't keep her alive indefinitely, but it can for another day or two, right? Especially she's right there in the hospital. Okay, so that was good. That was tidied up, and I'm like so happy. I'm like, okay, they're taking that seaplane, or one of them, because look, by now we got Anna came on something. Anna and Felicia, they came on something. So we taking what they came on, right? So, or what we came on, they could take what they came on, everybody else. So anyway, next we have Valentin. Anna was talking to him through the glass, and she's like, Valentin, I gotta find a suit. We could contain you. He goes, no, I'm contagious. No, you can't come in, because he realized he is talking to Anna. It's not in his mind. And she's just like, oh. And I thought, she going in there. Sure enough, next thing he's looking up and she's in his face, and he's like, what did you do? Why are you in here? You're gonna get infected. And she's looking down, and she puts her hands on his face, and she's like, I know, but we're gonna be together. We're gonna be infected together. And she's like, and who knows, I might be a part of that 20% that's immune to it. She says, but I did not want you to be alone, Valentin. So she sits next to him, and they start talking about all they mean to each other, and she's just like, you and I, we are the same. You understand me in ways no one else has. We've done the same things pretty much, right? And they love each other, and they're better and stronger because of their skill set together. So Valentin is starting to fade, and he's looking at her, and he's like, Anna. And she looked at him, and she says, I know, and I love you too. And she's actually reaching in to kiss him. And I said, girl, that is some self-sacrificing love, but okay, right? So then the door opens, and guess who it is? Holly. And they're like, Holly, no, don't come in here. You're going to get infected. She goes, nope, I've got the antidote. So when they got Lisa up, sorry, y'all, my allergy still. When they got Lisa up, Lisa, what she had done is she snuck the antidote out of the canister. She gave it to Holly, told Holly to go give it to Valentin, right? And I'm thinking, I hope there's a needle in there, because he can't drink it. But okay, you know what? Stop it with the details. Oh my God. I just think that way. I would have said, I got the antidote and have a needle in the other hand, right? Because it needs a needle, but okay. So anyway, while they're let me go back to Drudum. While they're getting Obred up, guess what happens? We see Victor's little fingers move. Then we see Victor in the background, standing up slowly, quietly, grabbing the canister, running off. And I said, yep, I knew that was going to happen. Absolutely, positively. So then we have Trina and Spencer. They hear someone coming. They hide behind a rock. And it's like, Spencer's like, that's my Uncle Victor. With little Ace looking up. Yep, Spence, that's him. That's the crazy man, Spence. And so he goes, he's got the pathogen. I've got to go after him. And Trina's like, no, you don't. We have to get to the set plane like we're supposed to. He goes, I cannot let him escape with that pathogen. And I thought, you know what? I'm not mad at him. I wasn't mad at Spencer, because now we're talking about we might get to the set plane But if Victor's out there loose with a pathogen, what good is it going to do us? Right? So even though they know the island's going to be blown up, because remember, Portia told her, get off of there. The WSB has got an airstrike coming. I mean, they're going to drop drones with a bomb. So Spencer says, you got to take my baby Ace, my brother Ace. Take him to the plane, the seaplane, and you two get out of here. No, yes, Trina, you got to do it. So she goes, okay. And so she takes the baby. Now, back in the bunker, this was what was good. We got Laura. She's looking at, she goes, no, I know this program. I know it. And she starts touching the keys and, turning it on. Well, it's already on, but, kind of prompting it. And then it asks for the formula for that kind of fake ice, fake snow that the weather machine produces. And Curtis is like, wait a minute. Who would know the answer to that? And in my mind, I'm thinking, Google? But you don't have cell reception down in that bunker, because I would have took out my cell phone. What is the formula for? And Google would have gave you the answer, right? So Laura said, I know it. And he's like, what? She goes, yeah, back in the 80s, it was seared in my brain when Mikos tried to use it before. And she's saying there has to be this is communicating with another weather machine out there, right? Says it stands to reason he would have a backup. And then she's looking and she goes, and the destination is the exact, it's Port Charles. And then when we have Portia, Jordan, Elizabeth, they're in Portia's office, because Portia came in, Jordan came in to tell Portia that she heard from Curtis and Trina, Trina's should be on her way back or whatever. So they thinking Trina still ain't got on that plane. But anyway, they thinking she is. And all of a sudden, guess what, everybody? It starts snowing in April in Port Charles. And they're like, snow in April? Well, it hasn't done that in decades. And so they're reminiscing, means nothing, meaning. And Laura says it's already starting to work. She goes, the longer the machine is in action, the more severe the weather gets. So she goes, I know the formula. So Laura starts typing slowly, right? From what she can remember. We're talking the 80s. This is 2023, right? So what, 40 years? Yeah, pretty much, right? And so she's thinking and she's typing, and Curtis goes, Laura, you can't get this wrong, right? As she's thinking and typing. Any mistake you make, Laura, could lock us out. And we can't even stop it. No, Laura? And I'm thinking, shut up, Curtis. She's trying to go back in her brain 40 years, and you're sitting up in there telling her, whispering what a catastrophe could happen. Because Laura, look, I just found out Trina could be my daughter, Laura, and I need to explore that. We have not had a DNA test. I am still mad at Portia, Laura. He didn't do all that, but he might as well have. Shut up, Curtis. Let the woman think. And she goes, I know how important this is, as she's trying to type it, right? So now it's time for her to push the executor enter key. And she looks at him. She goes, do you trust me? And he goes, yes, I do. So she pushes it, and it disarms the second weather machine. Disarms it. Just like Luke, and she even named the name Tiffany. Luke, Tiffany, and I think she said somebody else. Disarmed the first one, right? So I was like, oh my goodness, yes. There she goes. Laura Spencer to the rescue again. She saved Port Charles. She disarmed Laura. She's the woman now. I'm telling you, she's the best. She's the best spy in the game, if you ask me. She is. She's a superhero. Go, Laura, you go. Right? So now she says that, okay, we need to now go ahead and get out of here. So they go, they pass Holly on the way in. Holly says, I've got the antidote. She says, Valentin is over in the isolation room. Okay, which is good. So now, excuse me, throat's acted up. So now that's when Holly goes in and gives them the antidote. And then Laura comes in. I mean, her and Curtis are out. They run into, nope, that's not it. Where's the one where they run into Trina? Let's see, did I put that in wrong? Oh, here we go. They run into Trina with the baby. And Trina, they're like, what? Curtis is like, Trina, why are you out here? And then she's talking about Spencer. I mean, she goes, and where's Spencer? And Trina's like, Spencer's on the Haunted Star. We saw Victor leave with the pathogen, and Spencer went after him. And Laura's like, oh no. She goes, we got to call the WSB. She goes, the WSB is getting ready to bomb the Haunted Star, not the island anymore. And Trina's like, we got to call the WSB. Now, meanwhile, on the boat, Spencer is now like, oh, wait a minute. Hand me the pathogen uncle. I think he calls him Victor. Victor. I think he says Uncle Victor, but Victor, with his posture, the way Nicholas Chavez came walking into that room, kind of looking at him with his eyes, meaning business, right? I said, ooh, now that's a Cassadine to be reckoned with, because his eyes were saying, you kidnapped me, you old fool. My face is looking like this because of you and your goons, you old fool. You had my girlfriend manhandled, and he just walked in with his hands to his side. And Victor's like, if you think, Spencer, that I'm going to forgive, oh, so you're back, that I'm going to forgive you. Well, he goes, oh no, I'm not coming here for forgiveness. Give me that pathogen. I will not. And watch your tone, the way you're I am head of this family. And things go according to the way I say. He goes, hand me, as he's walking towards him, that pathogen. And Victor holds it up. Then you're gonna have to pry it out of my cold, dead hands. Spencer looked at him and said, okay. Flung him around. He handled Victor like he was a rag doll. Ragamuffin. Okay. So hard, everybody. I was laughing so hard. My son came down the stairs and said, are you still watching your soap? I never hear you laugh. I said, oh, it was hilarious. He's spinning him around. You gotta watch that scene again. Stinking ballerina. Spencer throws his head, his chest and his head on the bar counter there. Victor head hits the counter of the bar, right? And he goes down, bam! He hits the ground because like, shouldn't be laughing this hard, but it was hilarious. What I know all of you that saw it knew that was hilarious, right? So now Spencer does bend down and say, he takes his pulse and he said, well, I'm glad I didn't kill you, Uncle Victor, but I don't know if that was a good thing. I mean, like maybe I should have killed, whatever. So now we have back to Trina back on the island. Excuse me. Laura says, they're going to bomb the haunted stuff. And as they're talking, Trina's like, call the WSB. They see the drone, they hear it coming. And all of a sudden, Spencer, he's leaning down, looking up, because remember, he's checking Victor's, and he hears it. He looks up. And then they go back to the island. And Laura and Trina holding the baby who's sleeping. You know, you hear this explosion. They blew up the haunted star. And they're like, oh, you know. And I was like, now that was suspenseful. If it wasn't for the fact that the absolute leading man now is definitely Spencer Cassidy on General Hospital, we know he ain't dead. Because see, what happened, I'm gonna tell you right now, what happened is when he looked up and realized, uh-oh, incoming, now this is soap opera land, he dove off the boat into the water. That's what he did. So we know he is going to show up washed ashore, or we gonna see him now. They're gonna see him where they're at, swimming. Him swimming back onto land. That's exactly what's gonna happen. So I'm confident with that. Okay, very, very confident with that. So that was Cliffhanger Friday, everybody. It was so phenomenal. Had me on the edge of my seat, had me almost crying with Valentin, just the life being sucked out of him, and him and Anna's little, see, look, Valentin and Anna's love story is as passionate, actually it's more passionate than Trina and Spencer. Trina and Spencer, they haven't even slept together, which is good. Just, you know, they need to take that a little slow. But Anna and Valentin is more that mature love. Spencer and Trina is that we're finding love and we're invincible and we'll do anything for, you know, I mean, it's a different, they're both different and they're both powerful, truly powerful. But what Spencer did to Victor, that had me busting a stitch. I was laughing so incredibly hard. Okay, so let's go to comment corner. I am setting up my 10-minute timer. So this way we know when 10 minutes are gone. Now let me breeze right through any comments that are on Friday's episode, today's episode. I'm going to save for the next comment corner. Now, someone actually, though, Anita gave a comment saying she has a suggestion. If I don't finish in 10 minutes, continue on where I left off the next day. Only problem with that, Anita, now comments are always more longer than 10 minutes. I have anywhere from 25 to 60 comments a day. 25 I can do within 10 minutes. Or even, I mean, like yesterday, the comments, I breezed right through them, but believe it or not, that was almost 13 minutes. Okay. Once I'm in the mid 20s and beyond, it's much longer time. So it wouldn't help carrying over to the next day, because then I would never actually be able to finish that day's comments. And comment corners are for the daily recap I did the day before. So I'm not going to keep carrying them over, because then it would completely blur the storyline. So that being said, I'm not going to take this whole minute that I explained things away from the comments. I'll keep going past 10 minutes today. Carrie says, I'm with you on the assumption with Michael and Willow from yesterday's episode. All your assumptions were spot on. I said the women, meaning Laura, Holly, Anna, and Trina, are doing most of the job of the man. Spencer's hanging it. Spencer's doing the darn thing. And actually, you know what? Become the heroes of the rescue mission. Drew came in very, very handy. Well, very, very handy with the rescuing. He did. No. Drew kicked it in, and Curtis mopped things up. Curtis got down. So they all did a very, very good job. And then Hannah says, Laura, that Spencer is working it. Yes, she is. Laura Spencer was doing the darn thing. Linda says, I had no idea Victor was under a UV light, which means Victor would die by his own creation good. Valentin is under the UV light. That's what I didn't know. That's why Victor stayed behind that glass. Remember, Obrit came in when she administered it to Valentin. She got out of there, right? And I didn't know, well, they didn't show it, but you could tell there was a light shining on Valentin. That was the UV light. So Victor was never under a UV light. The regular lights in the bunker are not UV. That's probably why they had it the containment room or control room or whatever it was. Isolation room, they called it. LaShanta says, I can't believe Nina, she knows Sonny thinks it's Ned, and she did it, and she said nothing. Of course she said nothing. She's going to absolutely. She would let him take Ned to the woods, to Pinelands. She ain't saying nothing. Poor Willow. How Anna is fighting. I know, she just had surgery. I don't know how is she fighting. I knew Nina would try to distract Sonny. He's already investigating who called the SEC. I don't like what Ned did, but he didn't need to be blamed for it. They don't know it's Ned. And everybody, you're probably right. Oh, Tracy's gonna clear her son's name. And when Tracy finds out who did it, she'll go into Sonny's face and say, you were so busy blaming my son when it was your girlfriend standing right there listening to you blame my son. She did it. Tracy would, in a heartbeat, be happy to smudge Nina in Sonny's face. She really would. Carly and Jocelyn already putting their heads together. Spencer and Trina are so hard-headed. Trina mainly. Trina. I know once Spencer knew Laura was there, he would not leave. Valentin is playing his part. Yes, he was. Victor needed to go. I think Holly will die. Nope, she didn't. To kill Victor. Poor Ace. Laura is about that life. Yes, she is. I'm glad Helena is dead, but she's still evil. She's evil in spirit, isn't she? J.Jo says, Drew hasn't done barely anything. The writers need to figure out what they're doing with Weeping Willow. Well, we know they having her hang on. I'm tired of it. I fast forwarded the wedding and anything else to do with Willow. I watched the Willow stuff. Lucy says, Michael may make the right decision regarding Willow. She has to stay in the hospital for treatment. Michael, let Willow make that decision. Good for him. Although if she would have made the wrong decision, I would have said, look, delay the release papers. They got lost. She got to stay here overnight. Anna Rihanna says, thank you for the great recap. Sonny will catch on that it's Nina, and it will be on. P.S. Oh, okay. Thank you about the compliment. LaShanta says, but when he acts dumb, remember, he knew when Carly lied, but now he's blind. Well, yeah, I don't know what that means, but yeah, he has known Carly has lied about a lot of things throughout the years. DB says GH is consistently good. The actors are doing their jobs. I hope they did enough work and this strike goes quickly. Annette says, I like Dr. Terry, Molly, and TJ. Love Trina and Spencer. but not least Scotty. Mather writers gave Molly her own, wait, can't the writers give Molly her own beautiful baby? I think eventually she'll have one, but you know, it's always got to be that roundabout way in soap operas. Why? I don't know. I just truly don't know. Annette says, help me, Martin, when Sonny, Lord help Martin, when Sonny finds out he was working with Nina to take Carly down. I know. Vacation my foot. Girl, you better go on a plane and get lost in Ireland and take Martin with you. Sheila says, I hope Liesel kicks Victor in the shin, drops to the ground, and gives Holly a clear shot. Annette says, Holly's boring as my trip to Wally World. But Holly, they had her come through in her own little way, you know. She couldn't come in kicking butt right after dying from surgery like Anna did, but Holly was a very pivotal part of this rescue. I'm happy what they did with Emma Sands this time versus last time. Sheila says, I hate to say this, but as much as I like Trina, she's working my nerve. I know. Watch her keep on doing everything but leaving that ship. Richard says, another great recap, daily recap lady. I'm so tired of Jocelyn and Michael's vendetta against Sonny after after everything he has done. I know. That's ridiculous. And then Sherry says, can't wait to see who takes down Victor. I really can't decide who deserves that honor. I think they gave everybody a little piece of Victor. Michael says the writers have drawn this Willow story out so long, I'm starting not to care about the outcome. It's pretty clear Willow will survive because Nina has to regret her SEC tip forming. Yes, she does. And she's going to have to pay for that too. Willow has to be alive and disappointed in Nina's action, getting everyone on the seaplane and off the island before the drone comes. The drone strike comes seems impossible. Yep, it really was. But guess what? The drones are going elsewhere. It's all exciting. Great May sweeps. I'm disappointed in the recap. In the recast of Lexi Amesworth, Christina Davis Carithos. What really happened? I know what happened. She's been Christina for a long time, but there have been a multitude of Christinas. I think now that they're getting ready to give her the storyline with this kind of like rescue or mission house that Sonny is helping her form, this nonprofit, it's going to have her starting to interact more with others, and maybe they want, I don't know. Christina's always been kind of boring to me, so maybe they're going to bring somebody that can spice up that role. Deborah says, Sonny will catch on. Nina will be blamed. Nina will try to blame it on Carly, but Sonny won't believe her. I will be upset by what she did. And will be upset by what he did. So sad what's happening to Valentin. Anna needs to get him help. Get the antidote from Liesel. Take it to Dr. Maddox and save him. No, look, they getting the antidote. They finding a needle somewhere, and they're giving him that antidote on the spot. Look, just like they tested the pathogen on Valentin, we testing the antidote on you too, brother. Testing that. And Joanne says, Diane, the character's name spelled, oh, yeah, okay. All right. Here we go. Let's see. Sandy says, the OG brought General Hospital back to life. Oh, there we go. Back to life, talking about Laura. Christina has been recast with someone from Days, so maybe it'll be someone, like I said, that's going to bring life to this. Curtis, and then Susan says, Curtis forgot to lock her in her room. It was the same lock that was outside Spencer's door. Trina snuck up and knocked her out after she got the extra blanket for Ace, that the cutie he is. And then Susan wrote a nice written recap. Everybody go back and read Susan's recap. But it's true, though. If The nanny would have been locked in the room. Trina would have had to unlock that door and been really struck by surprise when she tried to go back in to get that blanket. So that really wouldn't have worked. And then Sabrina says, great recap. Laura is that OG. I have a newfound respect for Curtis. And then Ruth says she hopes that Victor gets killed off. So that's it for Comment Corner. Comment Corner. I was able to get through all the comments. Like I said, if a comment doesn't make sense, and as I'm skimming, that's why I get kind of messed up when I'm reading the comments. Look, I'm reading aloud a comment as I'm still trying to read in my brain the next one down to see if it makes sense. So I'm doing two things at once, which makes it difficult. But anyway, everybody, that's it for Comment Corner. Woo, Monday. I can't wait for the next episode of General Hospital. Let's enjoy this ride.